Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen the highlights, you've heard the rumors, but now it's time to get the real scoop. We pull back the curtain on the world of sports entertainment and give you the unfiltered truth. From the biggest pay-per-views to the latest shocking headlines, you're locked in for the ultimate wrestling discussion. This is Between the Ropes, only on the Empty the Bench Network. Now, here's your host, Kristie Wilson.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Between the Ropes here on the ETB Network. I'm your host. My name is Kristie Wilson, and we've got a lot of stuff today, so I'm going to get to one thing first. So let's see if I can find it, and I know what it is. I'll get to it later. Sorry. So, of course, here is the fabulous ticker down below. And I better put that back up. I'm sorry. It's a big show today. So there's a lot of exciting things happening. Of course, you can follow this show at BTRETB on social media. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at WritingCat. You can follow this network, all that good stuff. And of course, the big one is youtube.com/ETB Network. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. We have surpassed 3,000 watch hours. We are over 1,100, getting close to 1,200 subscribers. So we are doing our thing, and I'll tell you, and I will be honest, we're definitely doing our thing here. So I'm going to get to something really quick here. So the weekend's almost over, but the conversation is just heating up. Kick back in the ETB Lounge with Callum McClurg and Nick DiMartino every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Join us for our 3-hour live format where we unite the full panel of ETB hosts to break down a pivotal day in sports. From the prestige narratives of major championships and MLB afternoon slates to the chaos of the NBA playoff picture, we cover it all. Whether you're here for the happy hour, prestige, or the spillage where we roast the day's biggest blunders and gambling bad beats, the lounge is your home for sports therapy, only on the Empty the Bench Network. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/ETB Network. So now, I got that one part out of the way, I'm going to go to something. Because this show, there's a lot of huge things happening, so I know exactly what to do. Let's get the show started, shall we? That's right. I said this is a big show. Here's part of the reason why, and why I'm wearing this company shirt in this episode. That's right. Tomorrow at Wembley Stadium in London, England. This is AEW's version of WrestleMania. It's all in. And this has been pretty hype, despite the fact that yesterday a fire did break out at a waste facility not far from Wembley Stadium. Seems like all the subway lines, or tubes as they call them over in England, it should be okay. I'm hoping people are safe as they make their way to Wembley Stadium for this event, which is big. It's really, it's ginormous. I mean, I have been eagerly waiting to preview this event for a long time. Hi, new here, finally show that covers all of pro wrestling and not just one company. Yes, I do as much as I can. I'm not going to cover everything, Reginald, but I do the best I can on that one. So welcome, and I hope you enjoy the show. Here we go. All In. This is AEW's version of WrestleMania. Last year, they had this at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Probably one of the best pay-per-views, I think, of the year overall for all wrestling companies. I know many will say Wrestle Kingdom with New Japan Pro Wrestling was probably one of the best of the year. I mean, I'm not going to dispute that at all. I'm never going to dispute that. But here we go. All In. I got the card. Let's get started, shall we? All right. I'm going to start with the TNT title. This is a Falls Count Anywhere match. Kevin Knight is the champ. He's putting it on the line against Darby Allin. Let's just face the facts. If you follow AEW like I do, if you in particular like Darby Allin, which I do, this match is right up his alley. I mean, this man is a maniac. Darby, based on the storyline, what you've seen on TV with Dynamite, Collision, I mean, Darby is relentless. He's not going to stop until he makes Kevin Knight pay for turning on him after he lost the title, the AEW World title, to MJF at Double or Nothing. So this is the main thing I'm going to predict for this match is it's going to get wild. It's going to get crazy. One of these guys or both of them are going to have the crimson mask, the blood. And Darby's just big enough of a sicko. He wouldn't mind that at all. Yes, I am very fair and honest here when it comes to wrestling. And that's why I'm family. Thank you, KB. By the way, cheers. My big cup full of Baja Blast Mountain Dew. So, but back to this Falls Count Anywhere match between the Jet and Darby. I think you're gonna hear the words "and new." Darby Allin is gonna be your new TNT champion. Like I said, Falls Count Anywhere match, right up his alley. Possible interference from the Don Callis family. I think the Don Callis family is going to play a factor in at least some of these matches. I'm going to get to a next one where they might play a role in this. And then, of course, is AEW International Championship. Kyle Fletcher is a member of the Don Callis family. He holds the belt. Kanuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, also part of the Don Callis family, wants this championship. The odd man out is Konosuke Takeshita. I think he's going to win. He's going to get his revenge on Fletcher for betraying him and everything like that, and beating the crap out of him before Takeshita had to leave for Japan to compete in the G1 climax over in Japan. So I think Takeshita, we're going to get a title change on that one. That's just what I think, though. Members of the Don Callis family could be in this one, though I'm not looking forward to that part of it. But it's the Casino Gauntlet match where the winner gets a AEW World Title match. Andrade goes into this at number 1, MJF at number 2. I like Andrade, but my pick is any other competitor not named Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And by the way, how do I know? I made the decision. Why not? I'm picking it. So it's pretty much anyone not named Maxwell Jacob Friedman, even though I do want Andrade to win this because I know him. He has his eye on the AEW World title. I know Jungle Jack Perry also has his eye on that championship. I'm sure once this match is over, at whatever part of the show it ends at, they will be, whoever the winner is, will be keeping an eye on the main event, and I will get to it later. Let's see, the Continental Cup. This finals are set. It's John Moxley versus Nigel McGuinness. Now, Mox has held the Continental Championship since World's End in December. I know everyone's like, but KB. This is going to need more than just me laughing. Hold on a minute here. Yeah. How do I know? How you know, KB? Okay. Okay, get off that. All right. The Continental Cup is John Moxley versus Nigel McGuinness. Yeah, I'm somewhere going, but Nigel only wrestles part-time. He's also a commentator. So what? Mox has had that title since World's End. It's time he drops it. And there may be a possibility, depending on how the main event goes, he could factor into maybe Mox gets a world title shot at All Out, and that's later on. That's in September. So we shall see about that. But I'm going to go, and this is going to sound absolutely stupid, but if Tony Khan is feeling generous, and he might be, I think he's going to give the Englishman, Nigel McGuinness, a title. Exactly. That's what I think. Another match on this. I'm going to get to 2 tag team matches on this card. One is the World Tag Team titles, Adam Copeland, Christian Cage versus the Young Bucks. Let's face the facts here. Cope and Cage are holding on to those belts. I'm sure they want to go up against other tag teams. The Bucks, for some reason, I am not a fan of Matt and Nick Jackson. I never have been. I tried, but just something about him just rubs me the wrong way. In fact, that they are trying to look, they don't have to prove they are one of the greatest tag teams of all time. They've already proven it. This just, them winning these titles and taking it off another great tag team, like, if you want to call them Edge and Christian, go right ahead, you can. It doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. Because last time the Bucks tried to take a tag team title off of someone where one half of the team was older was Sting and Darby Allin. They didn't succeed at that. Don't ask me why, they just didn't. But look, I know majority of fans are probably going to go the Bucks. I'm not going to disagree. My head is going the Bucks. My heart is going Cope and Cage. I hate to say it, it's probably going to be the Bucks because, you know, Christian doesn't like the Bucks. He kicked, I think, one of them. I think it was either Matt or Nick in the nuts. So I think it's going to, my head, I'm going to go with my head. I'm going to go with the Bucks, even though I don't like the Young Bucks at all. The other tag team matches for the AEW Women's World Tag Team titles, Divine Dominion, Megan Bayne, and Lena Cross are going up against the Brawling Birds, Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor. Jamie and Alex, both from England, makes sense. The thing is, as much as Megan and Lena have been doing these 5-minute tag team eliminator matches, giving other tag teams opportunities, it's getting tiresome. They've had the belts. They're only the second tag team to hold these belts. I think it's time for a change, and we're going to get another title change as well. I'm going to go Brawling Birds, your new AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. That's just what I'm thinking. Another big match on this card, I'm going to get to it, and because it's caused a high level of speculation. This is going to be in the buy-in, and it's going to kind of cross over into the main show, is the Trios Roulette Royale for the Trios titles. The defending champs are Hangman Adam Page, Brody King, and Bandito, and they're going to put the titles on the lines against the Bang Bang Gang, which in this case are Austin Colton Gunn and Switchblade Jay White. The Dogs, David Finlay, Clark Connors, I think is it, Gabe Kidd, I think is in there. The Death Riders, the 3 representing that faction is Pac, Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, the Demand, which is Ricochet and the Gates of Agony, the Conglomeration, which is Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly. There's a wild card team, and the speculation on the wild card team is it could be Swerve Strickland, Kofi, because I'm not going to try and pronounce his actual last name. We know he trademarked that plus his initials KSM, but I'm going to still call him Kofi, and Austin Creed. This because Swerve has already, he made a strange Instagram post that I didn't read too much into because I feel like it's really something I'm not going to be trying to look for clues like, oh, what does this mean? What does this mean? If you're going to predict a winner going into this, and these sort of type of matches have crossed into the main show, it's happened a lot. I think Hangman, Brody, and Bandito have done nicely as trios champions, but I think since Swerve decided he's going to come back, he's going to enter the trios picture, he's probably going to have Kofi and Austin Creed with them, and if those 3 win that, then Swerve becomes a Triple Crown champion in AEW because he's been tag team champions with Keith Lee, and he's been the world champion. So that would make him a Triple Crown champion in AEW. So, but if the wildcard team is who I think they are, I'm going with Swerve, Kofi, and Austin Creed. Now, this is the big one on this card. This is crazy. If you want me to be 100% honest, this is the main event. It's Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. Oh, wait, no, I'm not going to do that right now. I skipped over one. I'm sorry. My apologies. AEW Women's World Championship. If someone was not injured, I would say I would have made a different prediction on this. I know there's a majority of people out there, I guess to say 99.999999999% of you people out there in the internet wrestling community who watch me do this. Willow Nightingale putting the title on against Mercedes Moné. What is factoring into this, what could make this probably too obvious, is Willow is dealing with a broken hand. Tony Khan did reveal that when he was doing press for this event in England. He said that. And I've seen some posts showing Willow with a cast on her hand. This broken hand, I think if she had not had this injury, yeah, still Willow needs to win. I agree, KB. I mean, I want her to. But the thing is, Mercedes Moné did win the Owen Hart Cup tournament. She totes that goddamn pink belt, which was a trophy, like she won a fucking championship. Bitch, I've roasted you for this. Stop it. We know that, and as far as I know, I think if Willow retains that championship despite the broken hand, I will be surprised. But I think, sadly, I'm going to disappoint you, KB. I want Willow to retain. I really do. That's what my heart is saying. My head's going because of the broken hand. It's probably Willow's going to drop the belt to Mercedes, and it's exactly what happened back in 2024 when these two faced off for the TBS title that Willow had won at AEW Dynasty when she beat Julia Hart. She was transitional. This injury, unfortunately, makes Willow more of a transitional champion. I hate this for her. I really, really do. Tony Khan, I know you have a heart, sir, but have an even bigger heart and have Willow retain. But my head's going, unfortunately, because of the injury, it's probably Mercedes. All right, now I'm going to get to the main event. Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. I know some people criticize the build to this. There's been a lot of other little side things going on during this whole thing, like Will associating with the Death Riders, Mox's help and everything like that. There's even something that got brought up on a different show about Will Ospreay's friend Callum Newman was part of his faction, United Empire, over in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Will made an appearance at a Rev Pro event. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And he asked Callum to be in his corner at All In. There was hesitation on Callum Newman's part. I don't honestly know what to make of this because, let's face it, Callum Newman is undeniably talented. There's no question. There is absolutely no question about it. But the thing, I don't trust him. And I don't think Will Ospreay should trust him either. He really shouldn't. Because there is a possibility that Newman might betray Ospreay. There is the high likelihood. It could happen maybe during the match, like, I don't know, the Death Riders come out. Kenny has other people come out. Something like that. And all chaos and all hell breaks loose while the match is going on. If I were Will Ospreay, I would not trust Callum Newman at all. And there's a possibility Newman might just not bother showing up at all. He'd be like, "Nah, I can't do this. So I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna show up for this event, and I'm not gonna be in your corner." Or here's another scenario that is I think is very likely, is like, say Ospreay beats Omega, he's celebrating, he's got the belt in his hand, he's celebrating, you hear Elevated like blaring through the sound system at Wembley and fireworks are going off and everything like that. And maybe if Newman is there, then he probably turns on Will after letting him have his moment. But if I were Callum Newman and you're not sure if you want to be, just don't go. Just don't bother going. It's just because if I'm being honest, I mean, Ospreay has worked for this moment for a long time. Would it be crazy and shocking? Keith Lee could. I mean, I hope he's healthy. I hope he's healthy. He's feeling good and he's ready to rock and roll out there, Reginald. I really hope so. That would be cool. But back to the main event. I'm going to get to the pick right now. It's too obvious, but I will still be happy either way. It's Will Ospreay, because this guy has just worked too hard. He's overcome too much. I mean, heck, he underwent neck surgery paid for by Tony Khan. Thank you, TK, for that one. It's gonna be Ospreay. In a perfect world, I think we're gonna get Newman versus Ospreay at the Tokyo Dome. Maybe that's a definite maybe, depending on how everything plays out. I was gonna say, in a perfect world, Ospreay wins, and we have a massive fireworks celebration at Wembley Stadium, and the whole city of London just starts. All the pubs are loaded with folks, and they're all drinking their beer, or I don't know what the folks in England call beer. I really don't, because I've never been to England. I wouldn't know. But it's sure all the pubs and the nightclubs in England will be rocking, celebrating. It's probably, in a perfect world, London would be having a party if Will Ospreay won. But whew, it's definitely something. So, and if Newman turns on Ospreay, I'm not ready. I probably won't be ready, but I won't be surprised. But I'm going to get out of that one. Oh, Lordy. Going to get to another one. This happened this past Sunday. TNA Lockdown in Chicago. By the way, shout out to a friend of mine, N to the A to the N to the I, Nani. If you check out TNA's YouTube channel, Countdown to Lockdown, she is there. She's got half her face done like a Rosemary. She's got a Rosemary t-shirt. And interviewed by Gia Miller. Anaida, Nani. Ah. That was cool. That was freaking cool. If Ospreay wins London... yes. If Ospreay wins, London will turn into New York when the Knicks win the championship. Yes. Yes. That would be cool. That'd be cool. Back to Lockdown. Besides your girl KB being there, let's just say Lockdown was actually not. It was pretty decent. I'm gonna get to some matches that I am. And by the way, this week's Wrestler of the Week factors into this. Let's just say there's various things happening. Whereas Allie had to put the Knockouts tag team titles on the line. She needed a partner going up against I think it was the Elegance brand, or no, it was not the Elegance brand. I highly doubt it was the Elegance brand. But Allie did get a tag team partner, and her name is Kiera Hogan, who I will talk about right after this review. Jeez. But yeah. A lot of stuff that ended up happening with Lockdown. Pretty crazy, if I'm being honest. I mentioned Allie putting those Knockouts tag team titles on the line against, of course, it was the Elegance brand. It was Heather by Elegance and the now new Knockouts television champion, M by Elegance. Ironically, because of Rosemary being injured, apparently it didn't have. Rosemary supposedly was injured, so Allie got Kiera Hogan to come in. Kiera Hogan, like I said, is be part of the next topic coming up after this. Frankie Kazarian defeating Moose in an escape the cage match. Xia Brookside retained her Knockouts title against Elena Black, or if you want to call her Cora Jade, go right ahead. This match, the one match that did anger me, and this guy was in consideration for next week's Roster Wrestler segment, but I got someone else in mind, and I'll tell you folks you'll find out who it is next week. So, but Mustafa Ali had his group of clowns with him, as defeating Jason Hotch for the TNA International Championship in a steel cage match. I mean, I get it. Ali was injured during the match, legitimately injured, but the thing about it is Jason Hotch worked his ass off to get to this point, and just to take it away from him like that, I'm calling bullshit on that one. That was bullshit as far as I was concerned. Leon Slater defeating Cedric Alexander to reclaim the TNA X Division Championship. There was a stipulation attached to this match, and I hated this so much, which was if Slater lost his previous title reign, which is the second longest X Division title reign in TNA history, would be erased from the books. And I don't know why Carlos Silva and the creative department, the creative team at TNA freaking made that decision to put that stipulation in there, because that's not right. And as far as I'm concerned, you got to acknowledge Leon Slater's greatness in this. You have to. There's the System, Eddie and Alicia Edwards, Brian Myers and Bear Bronson defeating Ricky Sosa, Fabian Eichner, Casey Navarro, and Jada Stone in a lethal lockdown match. This last one, the main event, I'm pissed about this because, I've mentioned in previous episodes how the allure of a double champion, it has no allure anymore. Well, the current TNA World Champion Nick Nemeth and his brother Ryan defeated another real-life brother tag team, Matt and Jeff Hardy, for the tag team championships. Bullshit. It was a tornado tag team match, and I normally love tornado tag team matches because I don't like, someone like bouncing in the corner waiting to get tagged. I'm like, come on, just let them loose. Just let them loose. So pretty much not a bad one. Of course, I mentioned certain Kiera Hogan. Well, this is the next thing. She, along with she signed with TNA. She's coming back after being away for a few years, being in AEW and doing independent bookings. So she's back in the company. Joe Alonzo, who defeated the hometown man to retain his AEW heavyweight title during the countdown to Lockdown, he got himself a TNA contract as a result of that. The other name you're seeing here is Avery Styles. That is a son of WWE Hall of Famer and future TNA Hall of Famer. He isn't in the he is not in TNA's Hall of Fame yet, but AJ Styles will be soon, I hope. Avery Styles, who's just a baby, he's only 19 years old, and just this year started his pro wrestling career. Has already proven to be impressive. He announced he's signing with TNA. So like father, like son. Because as we all know, his dad, AJ Styles, first made his name in TNA before going to New Japan and continuing to cement his legendary status in WWE. Yeah, TNA gave Leon Slater something WWE and AEW couldn't right now as a world title run. I mean, when I talk, yeah, exactly. I mean, Leon wants it, and I will tell you why as soon as I get to a certain point in the show there. But another one that ended up coming up, and this story ended up coming in, I was kind of surprised by that. Got it in here. Which is Zoe Serrano, formerly Zoe Stark, also signed with TNA. And she actually showed up and attacked Indy Hartwell on this past Thursday's episode of TNA Thursday Night Impact on AMC. So she's officially part of the roster there. TNA seemed to have improved since Tommy Dreamer left, and that's hard for me to admit that because I'm such a fan of his in ECW. Hey, not everyone not everyone can do the job. Reginald, not everyone can do the job. But yeah, I'm curious to see what in particular Avery Styles can do. He's 19 years old, and he can grow and mature, and his in-ring character and his gimmick can grow and evolve as he gets older. Yeah, can he beef up a little bit more? Sure, but we're not expecting him to. I would not expect him to look like his father, AJ, in terms of physique, because that's a whole different thing. But him and Kiera Hogan and Zoe Serrano, I'm going to be honest. I think those are good signings for TNA, but will it last? I don't honestly know. I really don't have a clue. I couldn't tell you on that one. So, we're going to get back to the All In. What now? Mustafa is the MJF of TNA? Yes, he is. He just doesn't wear Burberry. At least Mustafa Ali is not dumb enough to wear a stupid Burberry scarf or hold a title belt with Burberry colors on it. Thank you, God, for that one. I don't need that. I don't think anybody does. Avery Styles and Doc Gallows' son should start a crew called Bullet Club. Like, I know you're kidding, KB. Bullet Club is officially dead, and New Japan owns that name. So no, that's not happening. But I'm going to get back to this all-in preview thing. I think I did mention there was a fire that broke out at a mixed waste facility at 11 a.m. on Friday morning. I think it was 11:30 a.m. London time. I've been looking around for updates. As far as I know, that the Tube Metropolitan line, I think everything's working. I might have mentioned it before, but I wasn't sure if I did. But I'm going to get to the next topic here. NXT Heatwave, yeah. Ironically coming on at the same time. Wow. Yeah, counter-programming. Ain't it? Boy, isn't it brilliant. Yeah. All I have to say to the whole counter-programming thing is... Ugh.
See him in the mall of Willowbrook. Boo his ass. If you
Boo his ass. But counter-programming, Jesus. Oh, here's the proper sound. I want to use it. By the way, NXT, this is for you for counter-programming. But Shawn Michaels, this is your fault. Yeah, you know it. Oh, but I'm going to get to the card. I got it right here. I'm going to start off with, of course, the title unification match. It's Ren Sinclair, the WWE Women's Speed Champion, versus Zarya, the NXT Women's North American Champion, versus former WWE Evolve Champion, Callie Armstrong. This is a unification match. Means the Speed Champion is going bye-bye. It is going bye-bye. So, who do I think is going to win this? I mean, look, Zarya's done well as a North American champion. Ren's done nicely as a Speed Champion. I think the wild card is Callie Armstrong. Callie, if you've watched her if anyone used to watch her in WWE Evolve on Tubi, she kind of wrestles like she's got a chip on her shoulder. And she is strong and aggressive. She's fast. Like, she starts building up speed for a spear. I almost think I'm looking at Braun Breaker, who kind of does the same thing. He builds up his speed so that when he does the spear, it has maximum impact. And she's kind of the same way. But if you had to force me to pick between these three women, I would go Callie Armstrong. I think she's going to win. I mean, Ren and Zarya each probably are going to move on. Maybe Ren can go for the Women's North American title. Zarya, I personally think it's time for her to move up to possibly go for the NXT Women's Championship, and she could go against whoever wins in one of the next matches I'm going to preview. I'm going to go to... Oh, boy. Apparently going to go to Miles Bourne because he's doing double duty. He and his tag team partner Tavion Heights are going to put those tag team titles on the line against the Vanity Project, or as I call them, Project Douchebags. I miss the days of NXT Takeovers 2, KB. I miss them. They were so much fun. Way better than a lot of the main roster PLEs. A lot better. Well, I'm going to be straightforward with you. I don't know if the Vanity Project's going to get these titles back. I really don't, because these two idiots, I don't care what their names are. I just know they're dumbasses. So I'm going to go Miles and Tavion are probably going to retain those championships. Oh, I don't know. Just the Vanity Project gives me total ass douchebag vibes. They really do, and I'm not a fan. I really do not like that. So I think I got Miles and Tavion Heights retaining. And then apparently Miles Bourne's going to go into action against another member of the Vanity Project, and that's Jackson Drake. And he's going to have WWE LFG alum Michael Lockwood in his corner. I hate this match so bad. I mean, I know Miles has been NXT North American champion for a while. Do I think this is the belt he drops? Unfortunately, since I think Shawn Michaels might be too high on Jackson Drake, I don't see what makes Jackson Drake special. I really don't. Here's another one for you, Shawn Michaels. If Jackson Drake wins, this is you. Yeah, and then I'm going to do this. So Shawn Michaels could be looking to go into the Roast to Wrestler segment the week after, maybe. Fuck if I know. Fuck if I know. Okay, so I took care of Miles Bourne. I'm going to get to another. This is the only non-title match on this card. Jada Parker versus Natty in a submission match. Oh boy. I'd like to know how many submission moves Miss Parker knows, because I'm rooting for her, but Natty's the queen of the sharpshooter. You know, her uncles, like two of her uncles, Bret the Hitman Hart, and the late great Owen Hart. You know, they did the sharpshooter. I mean, there's the iconic moment where Natty's uncle Bret put Stone Cold Steve Austin in the sharpshooter, and Stone Cold was screaming in freaking pain with blood gushing over his face. That's an iconic moment. And she knows this. She knows this move. She learned this move. It's natural to her. As much as I like Jada Parker, and KB, please give my apologies to a friend of ours who adores Jada Parker, I got Natty winning this match via sharpshooter. Though I do not doubt that Natty knows other submission moves as well. Oh, God. NXT Women's title on the line is Kendall Gray versus Kalani Jordan. This is too easy for me to predict. I don't care for Kalani Jordan. Didn't care for her as a face or a heel. It's just one of those, I just don't click with her. There's no question she's good in the ring. Does Triple H truly believe he can effectively counter-program AEW with the minor league brand? No. Me personally, no. This could be Jada Parker's farewell to NXT, and then she goes to with the Yeet Man Oos. One moment, please. Oh, shit. It's KB, you do this to me all the time, so I'm going to do this. Here we go. I mean, I can't honestly think of anything else. I'm sorry. Get back here. My screen's fucking with me. Okay. But, too easy. Kalani, I can't click with her. I've tried. She's good in the ring and everything, but she annoys me when she cuts promos. Kendall Gray, and I know Kendall has been compared to Kurt Angle. I mean, heck, Kendall is really, really good. I got her retaining. And maybe this could mean Kalani Jordan goes to the main roster. I mean, I have no idea. But on to the next match, and this one, I think this is going to be one of those situations where, you know, this can really honestly go so many different ways. This can really go so many different ways. As I prop my feet up. Oh, that's better. We got Tony D'Angelo putting the NXT Championship on the line against Grayson Waller, who I have beef with, by the way. And you'll find out why later. Cruz versus Cruz Montana, the former Mike Santana, versus the new dude on the block, Zilla Fatu. Now, this one, like I said, it's not clear. It's not picking who wins this. It's not as clear cut as it seems. Not as far as I'm concerned. Any one of these four could walk out of Heatwave with this championship. I know there are those who want Tony D'Angelo to retain. I think this is when D'Angelo drops the belt and moves to the main roster because I think he's ready. So Grayson Waller, no, he's not. I wouldn't say he's championship material. Not in this instance, though. I'm sure if he stays in NXT long enough, he will get another opportunity against whoever the champion is at whatever the next event is. Or the next episode of NXT, I'm not sure. I mean, Cruz Montana he's starting to get in there. Zilla Fatu just got there. The big thing with Zilla, I think the main thing with him is no one in the Anawahi family since NXT has been around. We know Jimmy and Jay Uso did not debut on NXT. They were on the main roster with Tamina. Roman Reigns was in NXT, but he didn't win the NXT championship. The only one in the bloodline so far, the current bloodline, and he's going pew pew. Solo Sikoa was NXT North American champion, but he'd already gotten called up to the main roster and was forced to vacate the title a week after he won it. I still think if you're going to keep Zilla Fatu in NXT, I think he is capable of being NXT champion. Now, that might be an unpopular opinion. That might be a hot take. That's just my opinion. I think if you really want to make Zilla Fatu's time count in NXT, I think even though I don't think this match is where Zilla becomes the champion, I think if you really want me to pick, if you forced me to, I'm probably going to go. It's probably going to be Cruz Montana's going to be. I think he wins the NXT championship. If it's not him, it's probably going to be Zilla Fatu. Because like I said, no one in the current bloodline that we know, that Roman Reigns was not NXT champion. Solo Sikoa was not an NXT champion. And those two were in NXT, not the Usos. So I'm going to have, like I said, this can go either way. You can choose any one of these four, anyone out there. If you're going to pick any one of these four, you're not wrong either way. I'm probably going to go Cruz Montana. I think he's going to be the NXT champion. That was tough. That was really tough. So I want to be able to do something here. I got to see what it is. So, okay. I know exactly what to do. Did he say it was? Oh. Sorry, I'm doing Star Wars. Let's see. I'm coming up on it. I know I'm getting close. Oh, I'm sure I'm going to get this so wrong. I can't find it. Okay. La 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 la. Oh, here we go. There we go. Football season isn't just coming, it's officially here, and nobody covers the gridiron quite like the Empty the Bench Network. So whether you're sweating in your season-long fantasy matchups, tracking every roster cut, or looking for the absolute sharpest analysis on the league, we've got your entire week covered from kickoff to the final whistle. Starting on Monday, August 31st at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, we kick things off live with the NFC Preview Show to break down every single contender, sleeper, and question mark across the conference. On Tuesday, September 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, the AFC Preview Show, you get to find out who's built to make a run to the Super Bowl. Things get personal on Thursday, September 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific for the official Empty the Bench Fantasy Football Draft, as our crew goes head-to-head live on air for fierce debates, questionable reaches, and plenty of bulletin board material. Make sure you catch every single live stream right now across youtube.com/ETB Network and the ETB Network family of X channels. Okay. So that was definitely something. What did I get? Oh my God, I got a lot of stuff here. Let me go all the way up to the top here. KB, what is the thought? Heatwave is going to go head-to-head with the main event of All In. Yeah, good luck. Exactly. Bobby! Hi. How are ya? Oh, you like the video? Thank you. NXT. Breaking news. NXT Heatwave have a special segment fun with Dr. Sheldon Cooper. We have to do this again. All those comments were coming at me at once. My God. Yeah. I didn't know the Big Bang Theory was going on. Damn. Okay. Wait, Nikki Storm will be the next contender for Giselle Shaw's Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling Women's Canadian Championship. Definitely something. Good to hear you're doing good, Bobby. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Like I said, all these comments were coming at me at once, so I kind of didn't. I was like, whoa, hold your horses there, everybody. Now, I'm going to get to something pretty big here. Of course, it's AEW Fright Night episodes, Dynamite and Collision, set for October 28th in St. Louis, so get ready for spooky, scary skeletons and da, da, da. I'm not going to sing the whole song, by the way. It's kind of good that AEW, because I think Halloween this year, 2020, in the year of our Lord 2026, Halloween ironically falls on a Saturday, so both Dynamite and Collision are going to be in St. Louis. It's going to be like, I think, one continuous episode, I think, but it should be fun. We've had some fun Halloween moments, like Kenny Omega came out dressed as I don't remember the character, but it was so funny. He was wearing this mask, he's doing the head thing, and he was wearing bedroom slippers, which was funny. Hangman Madam Page was dressed as the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Max, the Young Bucks are dressed up as two members of the Ghostbusters. So I think this is going to be fun, and as long as you don't. I'm sure TK has some certain rules. Like if you're gonna dress up in Halloween themed gear, don't be gross. Like don't come out as Jason Voorhees. Don't come out as Michael Myers. Or if you want to come out as Freddy Krueger, please make sure there's no knives on your glove. Because you don't need knives, not in this case. But I think that's going to be a fun episode. You know what? You get into the Halloween spirit. I mean, why the heck not? That makes sense. Now, this was surprising. Yes, your eyes on TV. Yes, Santana Garrett is the new Wow Women of Wrestling World Champion, defeating Penelope Pink. Now, funny thing about this is get to another comment. It should be a fun costume. Somebody goes to AEW for it's oh no, KP. Now you made me do it.
Oh my God.
That's probably not going to happen. Nope, it's not going to happen. I mean, come on. Here we go. I didn't mean to do that, but that is effing hilarious. I am telling you. You're looking forward to it again? Oh, good. There you go, Bobby. Hey, Hassan. Yeah, it's time for the go-home show for Collision tonight. That is going to be at the end of the show where I do a Collision preview, so hang tight on that one. But yeah, Santana Garrett defeating Penelope Pink. I think this is her second reign as the Wow World Champion. This must be her second reign, because I remember when I started watching Wow Women of Wrestling on Access TV, that's the first time I saw Santana Garrett, and she was the Wow Women's Champion, the Wow World Champion, where she ended up she was the champion when she went up against someone I've roasted on the show, Tessa Blanchard. Yeah, so yeah, she's right now I think she's the world champion. Santana Garrett, yeah. Get in here. Yeah. This is her second reign, actually, as the champion. So, and she's really good. I mean, why she hasn't gone to other promotions like AEW, honestly, I couldn't say. If I'm being 100% honest, I really don't. Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, yes, Bobby. Congrats to Santana Garrett. I'm happy for her. Oh, you got a new phone today, Hassan? Excellent. But look, Penelope Pink held this title for a pretty decent amount of time. I have to go back down just to be sure because I got the list right in front of me. Yeah, she only held it for 312 days, but Santana Garrett got it. It was an episode of WoW filmed in Las Vegas. So it was Santana Garrett. Woohoo! She was definitely a contender for Wrestler of the Week until something happened, and I had to do a switch out. But I figured, give her a shout out, show her some love, and just say a big congratulations to her. She deserves it. She definitely deserves it. Now, I'm going to update this next topic because, yes, Eddie Kingston did challenge Hechicero for the CMLL World Heavyweight title. Yesterday, ironically, Eddie lost. So, excuse me. That's kind of sad. And I know that people were criticizing, Eddie is really good on the mic, but he's not great in the ring. And look, Eddie is pretty good in the ring. Give him a chance. He's got great skills and all that other stuff. It's just, I don't know. I couldn't honestly tell you why, but the thing about it is, I just think with Eddie, he ended up hurt. He couldn't be in the Continental Cup tournament, so he got out. And this really baffled me. But he didn't win. He's not the CMLL World Heavyweight Championship. Would have been great if he was, but he wasn't. So, And by the way, I'm going to say hi to 264 people watching me live. Here we go. Yeah, he is good in the ring, Bobby. Eddie Kingston is a fighter. He just had some bad luck injury-wise. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. Speaking of someone who's having a bit of terms of health, Bianca Belair, we know she injured her finger. Well, there's something else that ended up coming up, and this really sucks. She's dealing with carpal tunnel syndrome, which is it's basically it's compression of the carpal tunnel area in your wrist. Now, she did have surgery on her finger, but it's gotten to a point where she can't feel her hands. And that's crazy because she just had a baby. I forgot that All In was at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I'm having a barbecue for the event. My friends won't be here until 2 p.m. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. My goodness. Yeah, I hope Bianca gets better because carpal tunnel syndrome can be treated, which is it's basically your wrist. I've known some people she can wear splints. She can wear wrist splints. She can get injections of a steroid in her wrist to help strengthen the muscles and everything like that. Last resort would probably be surgery. I think these are the main symptoms she may have suffered from: is numbness and tingling in her thumb and in some of her fingers, but she can't feel it. I mean, it's horrible. Yeah, this is one thing I had to read this up, and my father-in-law had carpal tunnel syndrome. Famous person I know of that had carpal tunnel syndrome was the late great country singer Waylon Jennings, and he attributed his dealing with carpal tunnel syndrome to playing guitar too much because he was a big guitar player, and he had to have his hands stretched out and everything like that. Yeah, my friend just had surgery for her carpal tunnel. She said it went well. Good. I'm glad. Do I think this could happen for Bianca Belair? I hope she doesn't have to undergo surgery for this, but what if that's the last resort? I'm sure she's looking at her options and everything to try and see if she can overcome. This is a pain in the ass because, I mean, I've dealt with pain in my wrist, kind of like carpal tunnel, not carpal tunnel syndrome, but to where I couldn't feel kind of right through my arm and a little bit through my fingers. But that's just because, pressing my hand to get something working, a mouse on a computer, that's neither here nor there. But I know I know the pain and feel it's a bitch. And I just hope Bianca is able to overcome this because, she's great in the ring. She's, seems fun, all that other stuff. And, this sort of thing does need to be talked about because who knows if there are other wrestlers out there who have had the same issue that she's had. Now, someone else, and I know this is probably turning into the welcome to the ER portion of the show because now I have another wrestler with a medical problem. And that is Thea Hale. She's been diagnosed with what's called alopecia areata, which is she's losing her hair. Thank you, Bobby. But no, Thea Hale has recently revealed she's been diagnosed with a condition called alopecia areata, which is losing of her hair, which is basically a condition where she loses hair from some areas of her body. She did show a picture where she has a bald spot on her head from loss of hair. It's basically caused by a number of problems. But I'll be honest, it can be caused by everything like family history, diabetes, celiac disease, rheumatoid arthritis is some of them. Was that? Yeah, I feel bad for Thea too. I support her because we women, we like having our hair, but the thing about it is the kind of alopecia she has is usually involving a lot of things, including like family history. I don't know if she has a family history of this. Causes, there's different causes. It's not contagious. She's not going to spread it to anybody, but lifestyle factors, clearly, whether it's, I don't think she's a smoker. I'm sure she's one of those people who tries her darndest to get 8 hours of sleep a night. It also could be basically one of those things like she colors her hair. It's getting frequently styled, like her hair is exposed to hair dye, flat irons, blow dryers, curling irons, that sort of thing. And that can really do a number on your hair. I think Thea wears extensions, and that can also That can also be problematic for anybody. I don't know anyone personally who has this condition, and I don't know if this is one of those that goes away or she has it permanently. But I'm doing a quick search here because I know I follow someone who is completely bald due to alopecia. So could be various things. This could be what I mean. I'm literally guessing. I am literally guessing on this one, but what can you do about it? As far as I'm concerned, but Thea, just hope there is, ironically, she can treat it, but there's no cure for this. The only thing I can think of is maybe it's genetic or something like that, but I hope she takes care of herself when it comes to this. Okay. This is a long show, I'm sorry. Yeah, there was a report that came out a few days ago from someone named BJ Brothel. I butchered his last name. I could care less, to be honest. But ironically, he wrote a story saying that ESPN's having, I guess you say, buyer's remorse and regrets teaming with WWE, and they may be planning to discontinue the partnership with WWE. If Tom Albano had not mentioned this to me, is suppose there's 4 years left on the contract, but it was disputed. There's no validity. ESPN did release a statement, which I have here on my phone, it says, there is no truth to the report that we have decided not to renew. Remember, there's 4 years left on that contract. So I think if ESPN is smart, and I suspect that they are, basically, I think it's just let the contract run out. I know not everyone's been a fan of of all the premium live events being on ESPN. I mean, heck, even I'm kind of like, wait, why? What? I don't know. But that's one thing there. The next one, and this is continuing. Like, I've heard Nick Morgeson get pissed off about Netflix. But well, I'm sorry, Nick, but I have a Netflix related story. Oh, yeah, it's already. They're reportedly in talks to try to move Saturday night's main event, which is on Peacock, to Netflix. So it means, it's going to be behind a paywall, which really freaking sucks ass, and I hate it. I despise it. I don't like it. I think it totally freaking sucks. The thing about it is, before ESPN, this was when ESPN got greedy. Well, there's another company getting greedy. That is Netflix wanting everything like Monday Night Raw, NFL, Major League Baseball. Too much. I mean, I'm like, ugh. This would make my head explode. And I get WWE, probably their contract with Peacock's probably going to be expiring soon, maybe this year or early into next year. So I don't know what they're going to do. I'm pissed off that MLW is bringing, oh, God. Oh, the Tessa Blanchard's going to be, oh, Jesus Christ. I'm not happy about that, Bobby. I'm going to tell you that. But yeah, Netflix, you're engaging in world domination. Fucking stop it. That's all I got to say about that. Oh my God, 276 people watching. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. All right, I'm going to get to another one. Now, Cody Rhodes posted this picture of him at Marvel Studios, which, was very surprising. But, let's see. I got the picture here somewhere. I know where it is. There it is. I got it. Now, this is kind of leading to, there he is. Yep. Man in his suit at front of the Sciences Marvel Studios. Where is this leading up to? Well, could it possibly lead to, I don't know, him being in an MCU movie or television series? Let's see. I'm not happy either. I just hope they don't ever be. No, I hope to God Tessa doesn't. I hope Shotzi beats Tessa. I really do. I'm going to get back to Cody at Marvel Studios. There's been talk like he could be in an MCU movie. I know Marvel Studios is probably planning their next phase of films and television and TV miniseries and all that, because you got all the stuff like Avengers, Doomsday. They got coming out in December this year. So, and they just announced everything with the X-Men. Well, he hasn't gotten a role yet there, Bobby, but yeah, I'm happy for Cody. And yeah, and you're wondering, what does Cody Rhodes know about comic books? He did appear in the TV show Arrow on the CW, and Green Arrow is a DC Comics character. So, I mean, what character could Cody play? If there's any comic book fanatics out there who read Marvel comics and know what I'm talking about, who do you see him portraying in it, like, say, a Marvel Cinematic Universe film or TV show? But we'll see. I'm happy for him. I mean, definitely good way to expand his horizons. Yeah, another one, AJ Lee is expected to return to WWE because the company feels she hasn't wrestled her last match yet. I don't think she has wrestled her last match yet. But I think the thing is, to get her to come back, you got to have a good story. You definitely got to have a good story involved. So that can be one way to get her to come back. I mean, I'm sure the current storyline right now, due to Brie Bella currently undergoing treatment and rehab for her broken shoulder blade, I know it was supposed to, I think the guess was it was supposed to be the Bella, Brie and Paige lose the tag team belts at SummerSlam, and then the Bellas turn on Paige, and then Paige makes the phone call to AJ and says, hey, want to team up? Beat these bitches? I think that could still happen. It still could potentially happen, with dependent if AJ Lee wants to do it or not. I think she could do it. But that's definitely something. So hopefully she comes back. Another one, a AAA event that was scheduled for November 14th at the Hammerstein Ballroom in NYC is no longer happening. And I wasn't even look. This shows how bad I am when it comes to keeping track of AAA related stuff. But I found the tweet from Fightful.com, and I'm going to read it for you. There was going to be a live edition of AAA on November 14th that would take place at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. However, a source at the Manhattan Center relayed to WrestleVotes Radio on Fightful Select that the date has been removed from the internal calendar. I wonder why. That's definitely that's weird. I mean, it would have been cool to see AAA at the Hammerstein Ballroom, which is one of the most iconic venues in NYC, probably. Oh, how about AJ Lee versus the Prodigy Roxanne? Oh, it's possible, Bobby. It's definitely possible. But AAA, yeah. I mean, it would have been cool to see that, because the Hammerstein Ballroom, like I said, is one of the most iconic venues in New York City. But it just doesn't look. But it looks like it's not going to happen, and that sucks for any AAA fan who's even in the beginning stages of planning on heading to New York for that. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I just feel bad. I do. But the next topic, yep, WrestlePalooza. Yeah, it's set for December 12th. It's in Perth, Australia. Oh Lord. Now, I'm glad WrestlePalooza is coming back. I know some people were not sure if it was, but it is. It definitely is. Coming back in Perth, Australia. Yeah, there's a big problem called the International Dateline. So that would probably mean you're either going to be waking up, if you're here in the United States and you want to watch this event, excuse me, if you want to watch this event, you're going to have to wake up early in the morning, because it's going to probably be on, if it's afternoon in Australia, it's probably very early in the morning over here in the good old US of A. So there's that. But, what can you do? They're the ones that schedule this crap. I don't have anything to do with it. Another one, yeah, Mercedes Martinez. She was in the middle of what's called a retirement tour when on August 15th she suffered a tear in the ACL of her knee. And that's it for her in-ring career. I'm sure she's going to stay in the wrestling business in some capacity, whether it's creatively, producing, booking, whatever it is. She's just not going to be in the ring anymore as a competitor. And I've watched her with his Ring of Honor, AEW, WWE. She's been a really, really good competitor in the ring. And we're going to miss seeing her in the ring. But, all I got to say is, Miss Mercedes Martinez, take care of your knee, take care of yourself and your health. And, hope to see you do some cool stuff, whether behind the scenes or maybe a managerial role maybe as a manager on screen. I don't know. But it's definitely one door is closed, but I think more doors are going to be opening for her. So, okay. I mentioned TNA Lockdown. I mentioned Cedric Alexander. I mentioned all that the stupid stipulation is X Division title match against Leon Slater. Well, guess what? Leon Slater is my wrestler of the week. Yeah, Mercedes Martinez is very talented, Bobby. But Leon Slater, my wrestler of the week. Why? Well, yes, he did beat Cedric Alexander for the X Division Championship, and his legacy in TNA in terms of that title with the second longest X Division title reign in history, that's secure. It's not going anywhere. But Bound for Glory just got interesting because of him, and I will tell you why after I read whatever comment I ended up getting. He deserved the honor, Bobby. Yes, he does. Leon Slater decided to exercise what is called Option C. So he's vacated the X Division title that he beat Cedric Alexander for. He's going to go after Nick Nemeth and the world title at Bound for Glory in October in Tampa, Florida. So that's definitely that. So him doing that, I think, as KB mentioned, I'm going to have to go back up to his comment right. I'm going to have to head back into the comments. I'm going to see if I can find his comment. Let's see here. No, it's right here. Here it is. Yes, TNA gave Leon Slater something WWE and AEW couldn't right now, and that's a world title run. Well, he has to win the belt first. He has to beat Nick Nemeth at Bound for Glory to get it, and I really feel like Leon's going to do it. This guy has been really impressing people since he came on the scene. He did matches in NXT during his time at TNA. He did NXT. He was in NXT matches. He was wowing fans. I mean, this guy, for as young as he is, he's 21 years old. And if he beats Nick Nemeth for that championship, he breaks a TNA record for youngest world champion in company history. Unfortunately, Bobby mentioned her name, and I have to go back to his comment, not that one. But he mentioned her. Yeah, it's this one where he mentioned Tessa Blanchard. So if Leon Slater wins the championship at 21 years old, he breaks the record for youngest world champion in TNA history, because she was in 2020, she was 24. Like I said, Leon Slater is now 21, so he's 3 years younger than she was when she won the title. If he wins the title, he will break that record. Oh, he's great, Bobby. Leon Slater is so good. He's young, he's talented, he's exciting. I'm sure WWE tried to make him an offer he couldn't refuse, and he's just like, you know what, no thanks. I want to continue building a legacy in TNA, and he's going to get that opportunity to do so. Because he's just got it. He's got that it factor. I mean, heck, he's got to rub elbows with the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, after he won the X Division title at Slammiversary last year. Got to rub elbows with him, shake hands. I'm sure backstage AJ Styles gave Leon Slater great advice and insight. So, and I'm sure Leon Slater, being a young guy, he like soaked it all in, because that was one of his wrestling idols talking to him, and I'm sure he greatly appreciated it. Yeah, definitely TNA should strike while the iron is hot, and if they don't with Leon Slater, I'm going to be very angry about that, because I feel like he's very deserving, super deserving. Now, enough about Leon Slater. It's time for me to get mad. And no, I'm not going to turn green and turn into the Hulk. That means this laptop gets smashed. But, yeah, Grayson Waller, you didn't do well in NXT the first time around. You didn't do great on the main roster either, even though you did win tag team titles with Austin Theory before Theory dumped your ass and joined the Vision. Then you tried teaming up with Kofi and Austin Creed. You just didn't fit in. And in the main roster, you just nothing. You just didn't click with people. You come back to NXT and you continue your a-hole gimmick, your asshole gimmick. And now you got yourself a title match at NXT Heatwave. In a fatal four-way, you're going up against Tony D'Angelo, Cruz Montana, and Zilla Fatu. Those three will probably, you're probably going to be a non-factor in the match because those three dudes I just mentioned are probably going to beat the shit out of you, first of all. I'm like, Grayson Waller bores me too. When he cuts his promos, I'm like, where have I heard this shit before? Oh yeah, he's copying other wrestlers who've kind of said a lot of the same shit. I mean, dude, you ended up showing up with a Nepo Baby t-shirt. If that was directed at Zilla Fatu, I wouldn't be surprised if Fatu clothesline knocks you over the top rope and takes your head off while doing it. Besides, that would make the match at NXT Heatwave for the NXT Championship way more interesting because you're just an annoyance to me. Nothing but that. You're the annoying little gnat buzzing around. You think you're hot shit. You ain't hot shit. You ain't shit at all. Yeah, he's just another guy on the roster, Bobby. Exactly. But Grayson Waller. There are other wrestlers, even from your home country of Australia, that are 10 times better than you. Buddy Murphy is from Australia, is better than you. Rhea Ripley, we know she's fucking damn better than you, and she could probably take your head off. Tony Storm, from New Zealand, grew up in Australia. Indy Hartwell, a lot of them from your homeland of Australia. That would kick your ass. And it doesn't matter if they're men or women, they'll still hurt you. They will obliterate you. Yes, another. Yeah, Mark Davis can beat the shit out of you, Grayson Waller. So can Kyle Fletcher. He can beat the shit out of you. I bet those two together gang up on you, and yeah, they throw you, just whip you around like a rag. Even Kyle Fletcher. Yes, I got another one. Here's another one. Another Aussie, Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed can hurt you as well, Grayson Waller. He'll just pick you up and just throw you down, and all you're gonna see is just like Waller's body making a dent in the ring. So definitely talented Aussies who will hurt you. Oh, Zarya would probably would have no issue picking you up, Grayson Waller, and F5ing your ass. And her F5 probably hurts worse than Brock Lesnar's. So there you go. There you go. Now, well, I'm now done roasting him and making fun of him. Now I'm going to get to something important. This is what Hassan wanted. And Hassan, here you go. It's your Collision preview for today, August 29th. This is the go-home show Collision before All In. And I got the card. I just got to pull it up on my phone real fast. Where you at? There we go. Now I'm going to highlight, like I usually do, I'm going to highlight a couple of matches. One match is definitely attracting my attention is because one of the people in this match was actually trending on Twitter for having skewers in her head and a crimson mask. That's right. Sky Blue is going to be taking on Harley Cameron tonight on Collision. I'm not going to give you any spoilers. I know this was taped, but you're not getting spoilers. Another match I'm going to highlight, of course, is going to be Mercedes Moné versus Isla Dawn. I think I know who booked that one, and and I will not say who it is. KB, you know who I'm referring to. Wink. Oh, excuse me. And then, of course, one of the three men in the triple threat match for the International Championship at All In, Konosuke Takeshita is going to take on the Beast Mortos in a match on Collision. That is happening right now. Go check it out on TNT and streaming on HBO Max. So that should be, hopefully this is a decent go-home show for Collision before All In happens tomorrow. So let's get to the fun stuff here. There's the ticker. You can follow the show. You can follow me. You can follow this network. We did go over 33,100 watch hours. We're growing. We are growing. 298 people watching me live. What's up? I'm going to go to, of course, you can follow the show on social media at BTRETB. And, of course, youtube.com/ETB network. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. Check out, if you love college football, check out Gridiron Gridlock, hosted by Trevor Williams. That came back today. Check out the replay on that one. Check out the replays of all the shows. And like I said, we got football stuff coming up, like the NFC preview show on Monday, August 31st. So that's going to be really, really fun. So I want to thank everyone, Hassan, Reginald, KB, Bobby in the chat. Thank you. 299 people watching me live. Whoa, could I be breaking a record for this program? Oh my God. If I do, that's going to be fantastic. I greatly, greatly appreciate everyone for joining me on the show. enjoy Collision that's airing right now on TNT and on HBO Max. If you're going to be watching All In tomorrow, enjoy that. I'm going to guarantee that is going to be a fun event. I'm excited for it. I know I'm going to have a blast watching it. So thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you folks next week. Brand new episode of Between the Ropes. Bye. Oops.